Welcome, authors. Welcome to Chapter 2, How to Start Writing. And I sincerely apologize for the delay of this video, but all thing I can say is that it was cursed. I have made this video probably 40 times in the past 2-3 weeks, and it's never worked out, ever. So let's move on. First, let's pick your genre, okay? This is how we will start writing. Pick your genre. Now, if you're having trouble with this, start with just a few simple internal questions. This will help you narrow down your selection. Is your book real? Is it fiction? Because if it's real, that's the event itself, if you already have it picked out, is, should be obviously that should tell you exactly which direction you're going. Now, if your book is real and you're not exactly sure what this true event is going to be based off of, pick an event that truly fascinates you. Such as me, I love true crime. So I would obviously pick an event in history that was based on a true crime. And so take something that you are fascinated with and pick that subject that is surrounded with it. Now, if your book is fiction, decide if you want to write like a comedy, a scary book, dramatic one, all that stuff. There's a plethora of genres, so sometimes people can have a difficult time choosing just one. Now, other authors do choose to incorporate more than one genre into their novels. So if you can't narrow down your selection to just one, it's totally cool to write for two genres, like a sci-fi comedy. That makes kind of no sense, but still, you can do a horror, sci-fi adventure, things like that. You can absolutely double your genres up. However, I would not recommend using more than two. It will confuse your reader, and that is the second quickest way to lose your reader. Now, obviously, for the second one, in order to start your novel, you want to pick a character. And I will be discussing how you do that in Chapter 3. So let me move on to the third way of how to help you write your novel. The third way is that obviously you want to think about your book before you start writing it. Now that you've narrowed down a genre and I'm going to help you create your main character, think about the scenes that you want to see in the book. This is where you can start your outline and plot those points as if the outline were a map. You can certainly just start writing without using any of these tools, but it makes your book discombobulated, and it's so much harder to catch your mistakes when your book is fragmented such as that. Now, the fourth and final way that you can help write your novel is to write. Guys, sit down somewhere comfortable, turn off all of your distractions. I mean, maybe except for, music. But the music should fit your genre, such as if you're writing horror, you can use music from The Exorcist. Just go to the YouTube search engine and type in the kind of music that you want, and you're going to get thousands of results. Just flip through the music and make a playlist of music that strikes your creativity. Once you get the music set, sit down and write. Who cares if the beginning is perfect? Who cares if you misspell a couple of words or use a comma incorrectly? All of that can be fixed later. Don't worry about the technical stuff. So as you write, don't think about anything else except the story. Picture your story in your mind as if you were watching it in the cinema. Goosebumps. I swear to you, goosebumps will rise on your arms and legs when you start picturing it. But once you do, write it. Don't stop and go back and edit the first sentence or anything like that. Just screw a whole bunch of that. Once you stop writing, the creative spark could fizzle out and it will leave you stranded. Nothing is worse than losing that feeling than when you're on a writing hot streak. Trust me. So just keep writing until you feel that the scene is actually complete, or you just don't have the energy to write anymore. You never want to force yourself to actually write a scene. Now, trust me, guys, the first book is always the hardest, but if you can get past a lot of this stuff and actually finish the first book, writing will come a lot more naturally to you. It'll be easier, and you won't feel so much writing blockage. So I guess kind of like in essence, your first book is going to be your plumber, your writing plumber. Guys, very quickly, a couple of rules that bear repeating to help you move on and to start writing. The first one is write what you know. My first complete book, Beautiful Blonde, I wrote it because I never wanted to forget 1 second that I shared with one person who was a sister to me. And it really was a whole entire book from beginning to end. So that's what I knew. I knew my memories. I knew things that had happened to me in my life. It was extremely easy to write the first book. And then in my second book, what I knew was nightmares, being a young girl, and living in a small town. And I took those 3 elements and incorporated them and made them into Regina. Trust me, you just have to take the things that you know in real life, even more than one, and put those into your books. It will definitely make your idea shine. The second rule is KISS, meaning keep it simple. I know there should obviously be the second S, but I don't like to say that. So I just always say keep it simple. So keep your storylines clear and sharp. Remember that the minds of the readers are similar to that of yours, but too many characters and too many storylines will confuse your reader. You may be the one writing the story, but you can't forget about your audience. Third rule to remember is if you don't know the answer, research it. Guys, if you don't know the technical term for a sword, Google it. If you don't know nautical terminology, Google it. If you want your main character to be a 25-year-old Muslim young woman, but you have no idea about Muslim young women, then you need to research it. Interview one or read a book about one. It's just, unless you're literally making things up in your book, you need to make sure that you keep your book as accurate as possible. Okay? Lastly, throw all of the technical terminology at this process out the window for now. It's not necessary in this stage right now. What we're trying to do is to get your book, think of your book as an airplane. We're trying to get your book off the runway. Grammar and editing is something to think about when you're landing, and we are nowhere near that part yet. So don't worry. You should be educating yourself about grammar, but you don't need to worry about editing right now. Just write. Just focus on your main character, what they are doing, and write. When I start my novels, I do write the endings first. Then I write the scenes as they come to me, so that way I can kind of make them all correlate together. When I feel that the story has been told, then I end it, and then I go back, and then I make the whole thing flow. Now, we'll get to that obviously later, but remember that the key to finishing your novel is not ever going back to edit it. This is a huge mistake if you do this. You can go back and reread certain parts that you wrote, you know, to maybe get you going into the next part of the story or to get some facts straight, but never edit it. Trust me, until you are done, until you write the end. Now, you will waste too much time in editing and forget to write if you do. Now, I will be creating a Facebook group, guys, so that way we can get support from each other 24/7. It probably will be Facebook since we can actually live stream in there. So the next video for this series will be chapter 3, and we'll talk about characters and how to create the best character development and how to create the best character descriptions. So don't forget to continue with your grammar training. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I do promise that I will answer your comments to the videos next week. And the season finale to American Horror Story is over, so I have a lot more time to focus on this and these videos. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe and check out my playlist on how to write and publish your novel for more videos. And I also have playlists with my book titles of the music that I use that inspire me to write those novels. So if you want to go check it out and see the kind of music that I listen to when I write, you are very welcome to. And thank you guys so much dearly for your support, and get to writing. Bye, guys.